Good morning, everybody. I managed to sleep in until 6 instead of 5, so that's pretty exciting. I'm going to get some coffee going and enjoy this beautiful morning. And then I think first up is there's supposed to be a good breakfast place here and the laundromat, and I'd like to get all my clothes clean. So I think those are the first two chores for today. Alright, so I decided if I'm gonna get all my clothes clean, I better get myself clean first. So the tent's up there. I'm kind of down out of sight a little bit. So here's my cleaning setup. I got a tarp to stand on. I got a bucket of water and some soap and a loofah. And I got my water bladders to kind of rinse off everything and a change of clothes. And I'm gonna get myself as clean as you can with a sponge. And then head into town. Looks like there might be a little bit of a rain coming, and get all my clothes washed. Alright, I waited a little too long, but I got the bike with all my bedding, my clothes, and just a backpack, and it's starting to sprinkle. So hopefully I can get to town before I get poured on. It is about a mile, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, we just left the campground, and I believe this road has the laundromat about a mile down. Let's see if I can film while biking. It looks like it might be a good thing that I stayed at the campground an extra day, because there's a chance of severe thunderstorms tonight. So that's good. And so I feel better staying at a campground with a vault toilet I can run into. If for some whatever reason there is a tornado, I'll be safe. But other than that, we're about halfway to the laundromat. So this is River City Laundromat. Surprisingly, this is the first time I've ever been in one of these, so we'll see how this goes. So change of plans. Their change machine is broken right now, which means I can't do anything without quarters, which I don't have. So there is a bank a couple blocks over, so I'm gonna go see if I can get some money exchanged for quarters there. Okay, so the bank was closed, but I was able to go to the gas station, the Joyco here, and the cashier was nice enough to let me trade a $10 bill for a roll of quarters, which was absolutely awesome. So now I'm going to head back to the laundromat and hopefully get my clothes washed. We're coming up on the laundromat, but I guess it is a small town, but I really thought at like 8:30 on a Saturday morning this place would be a lot more busy than it is. There's like nobody around. I got two loads running, all my clothes and all my bedding. I think while these are washing, I'm gonna go just a block over and get some breakfast. I've had several people recommend the Wake Cup Coffee House and Restaurant. I'm gonna try that for breakfast. Alright, that was really good, and I'm really full now. And I had a lovely conversation with the couple sitting next to me, and they actually paid for my breakfast, which is absolutely crazy. I've never had that happen to me before. So yeah, we're gonna go check on my clothes now. I'm back at the laundromat, and the washing machines aren't quite done. They're on their final spin, so I'm just gonna wait here. It's starting to sprinkle a little bit, and switch these over to the dryer. Alright, I got both loads in the dryer. So one of the reasons why I went with the Core Zen Bivy sleeping kind of sheet and quilt system is that the quilt is synthetic, which means I can wash and dry it without any worry about the down clumping up or anything like that. So that's nice. It started raining pretty good outside. So it's going to last for about 20 minutes, and it says I got 30 minutes of dry time, so it's working out pretty good. It's pretty warm in here, but other than that, I'm going to get these drying. So I decided not to do the hiker way of doing laundry, which is to just wear your rain gear and nothing else and get all of your clothes washed. It seemed a little extreme, so I'm wearing my town clothes, kind of. It's a set of clothes It's a set of clothes that I've been keeping clean on purpose, not wearing them, to wear while in town, and hopefully they wouldn't be as smelly as the rest of my clothes that are getting cleaned right now. So that's working out pretty good, and just enjoying a rainy day in a beautiful little town. Okay, so everything's clean and dry. I think I'm going to take all these back to the campground. I'm going to change out of these clothes before I get them all gross, and then go explore the rest of the town. I've got all of the clothes put away now, and my parents will be proud. I'm going to a museum. They drug my sister and I to museums my entire childhood, so I've been to a lot of them, but we'll see how this one is. So it shows that this bridge here once had a spinning section to let the steamboats go through, and it collapsed from a heavy flood, and they had to put a new section in. So that is crazy. So this is that same bridge. Up ahead is the section they replaced. You can kind of see it's got a slightly different design, but it's really cool to be on one of these really old bridges, because usually I'm just going underneath them, and the actual main bridge for vehicles is down there, but this is really cool. So I biked all the way across town to Missouri River Outfitters. It was a bit of a slog and a little uphill, but that's okay. I was able to get a new set of paddling gloves, so that's really exciting. I'm really happy to have those. And she was really nice, the owner, and I think I'm going to go down into the town and see what there is to see now. But I was able to get a book of Out My Backyard. It's by James Kurtz. He actually passed away on the river a couple years ago, so I haven't actually read that book, so I'm excited to read it. And yeah, they have quite a few like paddling supplies, and they offer canoe trips to people, and so if you need something, I definitely suggest stopping by. So up on the hill there's kind of a monument. That's where the dog Shep was buried. All right, I learned a couple important things at the Outfitters. That was pretty nice. I learned that the hardware store sells disposable waste bags. You have to contain all your waste in bags and take it with you on this next section of river, because it's like a protected area, and they want all the canoers, making messes all the way down this section of river. So that's good that the hardware store sells those. I'll have to stop and get some. I also learned that you're not allowed to stay on islands on this section. There should be plenty of campgrounds. I'm not worried. But islands are off limits for riparian habitat. So wetlands habitat pretty much. And there's no water at Coles Banks, which is a stop on the far side. So I have to go to James Kipps before I can get a water resupply. Not a big deal, but it's good to know. It's absolutely crazy that these boats went all the way up to Fort Benton. Just mind-blowing. It's crazy how there's no trees at all. This is in 1884, so I guess all the trees in town were planted. So I've heard of this story before. The dog, its owner died, and his coffin was put on a train, and the dog sat at the train station for years waiting for his owner to come back, and he got kind of famous from it. There's a statue out in town after this dog. This is the dog Shep. It's a statue of him, and he was alive 1939 to 1942. So back during the main train era of the town. So it says there that it took 1.5 to 2 months to get to Fort Benton by steamboat. So the steamboats were faster than what it's going to take me to get to St. Louis. They called Fort Benton the birthplace of Montana because of all the supplies that came up to Fort Benton and kind of birthed the state. Look at all the steamboats lined up. So they have a replica fort here. So this is going to be cool. So they have a blacksmith shop here, or a replica of one. So that's really cool. Forge and all the tools here. So this blockhouse here in the corner is part of the original Fort Benton in 1836. So this is one of the I was told this is the oldest building in Montana, which is crazy. So this is an art gallery. It has a lot of Carl Bodmer's paintings that he did. So this is Citadel Rock, and I'll be passing it at some point in the Missouri Breaks. So there's a bunch of Carl Bodmer's paintings. So they're all of the Missouri Breaks, and I will be passing all of these. So I'm looking forward to seeing these in real life. Here's another collection of his paintings. So this museum was pretty cool. There's one more, I'm told, a couple blocks away. So I was told to follow the buffalo tracks across town to the other museum. This one has a big Smithsonian exhibit of like buffalo in a Indian village. So this is the Montana Agricultural Center. So this place is just filled with farm machinery. It's pretty cool. So I'm told that these are some of the last like free buffalo. They spent almost 75 years in the Smithsonian before they were brought back here. And this big bull here was actually scanned and was the template for the bison nickel. So that's really cool. Yeah, I really wanted to see one of these two on the river, but the more time I spend out there and just in a tent, the more I'm okay with not seeing them. So and there's some calves on the backside. Crazy to think there used to be millions of these. Alright, well that's about all the history I can handle for a day. So I saw that there's an ice cream place up here by the river. So I'm gonna take my little bike here and head down there and get some ice cream. So I got a burger and some and a shake from the Freeze, the little ice cream shop there by the roundabout. And here is a keel boat. So this was before the steamboats. They used these. And this is a replica that was used in a movie, I believe is what it said. So, pretty cool. And I went to Fort Benton Hardware, and I got the wilderness waste containment bags. So, it's what you have to use in the next section here. So they were on sale for $15 a piece for a 5-pack, so that was nice. And I think I'm gonna head back to the campground now and edit the next video. Alright, I stopped at the river market again, got some supplies for supper, and now I'm gonna head back to the campground. So this is the Grand Union Hotel, and used to be one of the fanciest places between St. Louis and Seattle to stay at. And it's been restored and it's a restaurant now, but very, very cool. And I'm back at the campground now, so I think I'm gonna do what I originally planned to do today, which is relax. So I bought some hot dogs, so I might, if the weather holds out, light a fire and roast some of those on the campfire. And yeah, I gotta edit a video this afternoon and just have a relaxing time is the plan. I really enjoyed Fort Benton. I know I didn't visit everything or go to all the places, but I had a very enjoyable day there. So now it's time to sit back and relax. I can't believe it, Ted just showed up. So I've just been editing the latest video here, and I'm about to upload it and just charging everything up over at the pole. I plan to probably pull everything out of my out of the kayak, reorganize it, and maybe take another sponge bath. Since all my bedding and stuff is clean, I'd like to keep it as clean as long as possible. Other than that, having a relaxing afternoon. Okay, so I think my next task is going to be taking everything out of the kayak, kind of reorganizing, and I've managed to get a lot of dirt in there, so I'm going to try to clean that up too. Okay, so it's a big mess, But I've got everything out of the hole here, all the food. And there's still quite a bit of it, that's for sure. I've still got a little bit less than a month's worth of food with me. So that's good. And it's just slightly damp in there. Just, you know, condensation through the hole. And so I'm just letting everything air out. I'm gonna check some of the plastic bags that the food are in to make sure they don't have any holes in them. Like the food themselves are sealed, like the water can't get into them. I just don't like the idea of the packages being wet for up to a month before I eat them, the outside of the packages, which honestly is not a big deal either, but you know, there's no reason not to keep them dry. And other than that, I'm just gonna keep picking up. I want to be ready to leave early in the morning, and it's gonna be a pain in the butt to get everything over to the boat ramp and down to the water, so I want to have everything packed up as much as possible this evening, so it's easier in the morning. Alright, I got all the food back in. I'm slowly just organizing stuff. I went over and talked to Ted for quite a while. It's getting fairly late. I think I'm getting ready to make some supper. I have some hot dogs with buns and some ketchup I bought at the grocery store here, and I was going to light a fire and roast them, but it's a little windy for that, so I might just have to boil some water and cook them that way. No big deal, but yeah, I'm having a great afternoon, and I'm pretty excited to hit the water tomorrow. So it's my first day off, and I enjoyed it, but it felt weird not going down the river, so I'm ready to keep going. Excited to see what tomorrow brings. Okay, so I got my skillet with some hot dogs boiling, and I got the buns and ketchup. So I'm gonna make all eight of them and see how many I can eat. I'm pretty hungry, but I don't know if I'm 8 hot dogs hungry. But I don't like to waste food, so we'll see. Okay, so I had 8 hot dogs. Got some hot Slap Your Mama Cajun seasoning I'm gonna put on them, along with ketchup. And we'll just see how many I can eat. Well, I don't know if I should be proud, but I got 2 left. And I could eat them, but I'd be in some major pain. So I'm gonna leave them, because that's a lot of food. But that's okay. I gotta get all of this cleaned up and get ready for bed. So the sun's just about set. It is currently 9:30. So I've got camp all put away. Everything's kind of packed up and ready for in the morning. I'm gonna have to drag the boat over to the ramp over there and then bring all the stuff over and reload, which is not a big deal. It's just gonna take a little bit, and then we'll keep heading down the river. So I think with that, I'm gonna say good night and see you in the next video.